This is gonna be a quick one. I think this will be part five of why I wouldn't date a white woman. Another reason I wouldn't do it is because of kids. I feel like, yeah, we can say that, some biracial children are beautiful, handsome, or whatever. Um, but the issue that I have is that I feel like, I don't have a good experience or person um connection with biracials, dealing mainly because of my turn offness with them is my brother. My older half brother is biracial. His dad was Hispanic or Latino, and my mom's black, and so he just kind of, he kind of more. It's very complex to how he identifies himself because religiously he does identify as black, but he does also acknowledge his multiracial side and his Native American side or whatever. But but dealing with him, I just kind of felt turned off because I feel like he cannot relate to things I deal with. You know, yeah, I just don't. I just kind of feel like a disconnect. I feel like biracials, especially if you have a biracial son, I feel like he's gonna be the token. He's gonna be that the Obama type. He's gonna be the black who isn't that black. He's the okay Negro. He is the non-threatening, the token. I'm all right. The passable, the the ambiguous of you can't really tell who what I am, but or the type of person I can pass for anything. You see people like Vin Diesel, and it's like like having a biracial son like him. I can imagine that it's like a complete turn for like I want somebody who looks like me. I want somebody who can be proud of their heritage. I like my last name. My last name is very powerful. And I want someone to be proud of having that last name or being a part of my family in general. I want there to be prestige. I just don't want that. I don't want people. I don't want if I had a biracial son, I don't want him to feel like, oh well, to hell with the black side of my family. Um, I am. I appreciate the white privileges that I can borrow, but not really have. You know, you know, I just didn't have things. I guess my brother kind of scared me off because I just don't like him that much when it comes to like racial politics. I feel like he has gotten soft. He used to be like a real pro black type of dude, but I feel like he's gotten soft because he wants to appease white women and he kind of has to tone down uh his previous um identity because he used to be a Nuwabian. He used to be very into Dr. York and his teachings, but my brother, he ended up kind of leaving that astray when he kind of felt like Dr. York was racist against white people, and my brother, he started having bad relations with black people. There was a girl that he liked, and she didn't like him, and he fell apart. He broke down because he got rejected by her. And so, I've noticed, I think I'm even to blame for it because I used to watch Maury a lot. And I think that kind of morphed his ideology to where it's like I'm not dating a black woman because they're ghetto, they're dirty. I kind of remember it was like one time he came up to me and I think he was just saying some real dumb shit about black women or black people, and I just didn't feel cool about it. And then one thing he did like a real bitch ass thing, he was riding his bike, and I think some woman thought he was cute, and so he ended up giving her my number. Luckily, she never texted or called me, but it's like he never really just had the balls to like, okay, why don't you give her a fake number? You know, just make up something, or you don't have a phone, get her email or something. Just, give her a fake something email or whatever. I just didn't understand the point of giving her my number. You know, when and then he was telling me like this woman was ugly, she was unattractive. And it's like, okay, if a woman approached you riding your bike, and you're in your 30s, and you look like an adult, most likely 9 out of 10 she's a bum. And I kind of understand, I kind of envisioned that she was a bum. And so I was like, dude, please don't. I was like, please don't, use her as the archetype of black women in general. Hey, I'll admit the area that I'm in is kind of ghetto, but the thing is, there are beautiful black women here, you know. But I just kind of didn't appreciate his tone, because the thing is, with him being, biracial, I don't accept a lot of, he doesn't get like the nigger privilege. I don't. If he says something bad about black people, I'm not going to kind of co-sign it. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, black people do all this crime, you're bad, you're evil, you know. But another thing that I notice my brother doesn't do is that I notice he doesn't really, even though he's very attentive about the news, he never really talked about it. He never really, when it comes to like issues like racism, white supremacy, I feel like he is very scared to talk about it. I feel like he, when it comes to issues like Mike Brown, I never seen him talk about it or express how he feels about Mike Brown or Eric Gardner and other black men who were innocently or unfairly killed by police. And so I kind of wonder, like, what does he think of those situations? I never really asked him. I kind of don't care, but it's something that I do wonder when I see him watch the news. It's like, whose side is he on? You know, that's just one reason. I'll probably make a part two of part two, because well, I might as well make it right now. Another reason why, and that when in the flip side, I wouldn't want a biracial girl, and I feel like, yet again, like I said in my previous video in part four of, I don't want a white woman because black women will frown upon me. I feel like, with a biracial daughter, I want like I said before, I want the best for my family. I want them to feel powerful. I want them to feel prestigious. I want them to feel proud of who they are. And even though, let's say, if I have a biracial daughter and she's cute, whatever, I would still, even though I would like, I would love for my children to be in beauty pageants and be ballerinas and princesses and do all these little beauty contests and shit. I would love for that, but it would hurt me inside, because I'm adding on to the colorism. I'm adding on to the, she's good enough. Her features are soft enough. Her skin tone is all right. Close, it's good enough. She's bright enough. She talks elegantly enough. Her hair is um straight enough, close enough to white, close enough to black. Not too much. There's a little uniqueness in her. And I just don't want to be adding to that foolishness of the good hair the good haired mixed girl. I don't want to be adding on to the foolishness of Halle Berry is the most beautiful black woman in the world. I don't want to be adding on to that foolishness. You know, and like, there's already enough poor representation of dark skinned women, and we see it again with movies like Ghostbusters, the recent remake, into where, we're seeing a token black woman who is basically the mammy. She is the dumbest chick in the group. She lacks common sense. She lacks everything, and she is like the typical black person into the white eyes, because one, she race baits. Two, it's like there's always a problem, and it's like that's the scene, like I keep mentioning, about when she jumps um off stage, and nobody catches her. She says like, "Is this a race thing or a lady thing?" and it just kind of that play on set of black people are always making everything about race, and it's like there's really no need to be bringing that kind of foolishness into the play. So I just don't want to add into it. I just don't want to add on to it like, oh, she's pretty because she's passable. And I'll admit, sometimes I do feel some type of way about liking biracial or light skinned women. I do feel some type of way about. I kind of do my best if I find them attractive, or I find one that's attractive, or that one that I like. I kind of don't want to make it obvious, like to others at least, that, oh, you have beautiful light skin, or something. She has beautiful light skin, or I only like her because she's light skin. I kind of I just don't want to be that jerk or that guy. But it's about to rain, and I need to take a shower anyway. Had a long day. The kids at the program that I'm in, we're getting ready for the robot tournament, and I'm hoping that these kids can prove a point that no matter where they come from, that they can overcome obstacles, even though they're not from the richest neighborhoods, the safest areas, but they can overcome the obstacles of the inner city does have hope in it. So I'm hoping for the best for those kids, man. They really grown a lot. Um, they've really had a strong interest in. It wasn't as frustrating as I thought it would be, and I'm seeing growth. I'm seeing compassion, and I've really bonded with a good bit of these kids, and I think I kind of have great pride in teaching them and helping them out. Even though I'm not that good in coding, but at least my friends can back me up for a majority of the time. But I just like being in their presence. They're really good kids, and at least when I leave this crappy area, I can at least say, hey, I was there for the start of it. I was there to I was at least there, if, to steer him or her into the right direction, and have at least be there for them in general. But I'm gonna cut this video here. Good night.